gave up everything I had, my best and everything I am. Now I'm throwing in the towel like it was nothing. I turned around and walked away like it was nothing. Now they saying, did we ever know the real you? I'm certain I'm the one who's changed. But either way, I digress from the situation. Our heart's no longer syncopated, so I'm just gonna fall back, learn who I am and where I came from. The small talk never suited me. They only want who I used to be, want what I used to be. No, I'm not who I used to be. Most High made me royalty. They only want who I used to be. But that ain't me no more, no more. No, I'm not who I used to be. Most High made me royalty. They only want who I used to be. That ain't me no more, no more. No, it really isn't. That ain't me no more, no more. My name, they changed, that ain't me. So I went and took back, I took back what's mine. Had them blinders on, now I see. Should've took heed sooner, red flags was waving. I let it ride so my life felt caved in. I remember when I wanted just to fit in. But lately I'm the one who's changed. Well, either way, I digress from the situation. Our heart's no longer syncopated, so I'm just gonna fall back, learn who I am and where I came from. Small talk never suited me. They only want who I used to be, want what I used to be. No, I'm not who I used to be. Most High made me royalty. They only want who I used to be. That ain't me no more, no more. No, I'm not who I used to be. Most High made me royalty. They only want who I used to be. That ain't me no more, no more. I wasn't worthy. No, I wasn't. Most High called me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't worthy. No, no. Whoa.
Yeah. What's going on?
How you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm doing better, you know.
Did you know that Andre 3000 is worth $45 million?
No, I didn't. I didn't think about it. I mean, what does it matter?
Money is important, which is the reason we are gathered here today. If you need money, we all need money. So I need you to move this for me, man.
I can't do it. I can't do it no more, man. I'm sorry.
Can't do what?
I'm done with it.
See, the crazy thing about your career is I tell you when you're done and you're not. So Friday.
Look,
Look,
I appreciate everything you've done. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you done been there a lot of times for me. You know what I mean? You done got me out of a lot of sticky situations. And trust me. Look, I remember all the shit that you done.
I don't got time for it, neither do you. I don't like being out here holding this up like that. So just go ahead and take that and I'll call you tomorrow. All right?
Yo, I know you think that I'm playing when I say this. If you want, I'll take the bag, but I can't take the stuff that's in it, man.
What's your name now? Solomon. Okay. Solomon, let me tell you something. I don't know what you've been learning here at IUIC or whatever this is, but this is what you are. You sell. You're a great salesman. Because if you don't, then we're just gonna have to replace you. So I think just hold on to it. Think about it. But just think about it by Friday having my money. All right?
So after everything, that's how you do me?
Yeah.
You gonna give me the ultimatum of this or replace me? Like as if I don't know what that means? Come on, man.
Funerals, they're not that expensive no more.
Yo, you grew up with my big brother, man. And you know what happened to him. And you told me that no matter what, you was gonna hold me down. And now you telling me this? I can't do it no more, man. I just can't. It got my brother killed, and now you want me to die behind this? I mean, bro, listen, I'm going to the school now. I'm learning about, you know, my history and all of that. Yo, we the Israelites, man. I can't keep doing this to my people. Like, you don't ever think about this shit, man? Don't ever think about the things that we doing out here? I'm done with it. I'm done. Listen, you do whatever you got to do. But I already spoke my piece. And if you feel like the thing you got to do is kill me, then so be it, man. Let it be on your heart.
All right, man, get on my car.
That's how you feel? All right.
Sitting here pondering why things don't feel the same, then I realize a lot has changed. I ain't a nigga no more. Used to kick it at the corner store waiting for the fly honeys. Now I pass flyers like money. This truth bittersweet to the tummy. Like ever since I came, friends say I'm acting funny, but peep game, they hoping I would stay the same. The ones who riding with you hate to see you switch into a different lane. I call it driving from the passenger seat. How you my enemy? You used to hold me down in the streets. I was the closest with your mama and your favorite auntie. And now you mad cause we the chosen. Why you tripping on me? We used to be the best of homies. Now I'm barely ever around. Say I'm lost in my religion. Tell the homies I'm a clown. And they probably think I'm lame, but I'm caring less than now. I be damned if I let the homie take my crown.
No, I'm not who I used to be. Most High made me royalty. They only want who I used to be. That ain't me no more, no more. No, I'm not who I used to be. Most High made me royalty. They only want who I used to be. That ain't me no more. I wasn't worthy. No, I'm not who I used to be. No, no, life ain't the same. I'm called by his name. No, not who I used to be.
I need salvation from this flesh. I need redemption because I'm vexed. Yeah, I'm praying he listens. Cause I got a thorn that is deep in me. And I've been torn, evil is with me. Consumed with envy, lust is tempting.
Shalom, shalom, everybody. Thank you for joining me on MrsOShow today. My name is Mrs. O for short. How's everyone doing today? The ones that's joining me, thank you for coming in. I was supposed to start at 3:00, but something had happened, so I made it to 4:00. So I'm here. Hopefully, that didn't inconvenience anyone. So we're going to get on with the show today. This topic, I have to say, is a trigger warning for sisters and or brothers that went through something that this young lady here in Detroit went through. Excuse me. The sister name is Nazaria Harris. When I first heard about this story months ago, like earlier this year, I knew I just had a gut-wrenching feeling that it was more to the story of this young lady disappearing. They had it to where they were saying that she was maybe was a runaway or something like that. So I have been following this story since January. And shout out to Mr. Palmer. He went over it last night on his channel. Excuse me, I had to mute that. So we're without further ado, we're going to talk about the things that unfolded with this 13-year-old girl's demise, and the family that covered it up, and how everything unfolded when it came to the family trying to cover it up and trying to cover up a pedo within the midst of being around children. I have to say a quick thing right now. Hold on 1 minute, I'm sorry. I have a problem with women that meet up with men on these social dating apps. It's also women that's meeting up with these men on these prison hookups, and everything else. They never ask these men what you went to jail for. Not only ask, here in the state of Michigan, you're able to look up the registries here. Say, for instance, this man told you his name is, you got his first and his last name. You can easily go into the sex offenders registry, put their name in there, their name. A picture will pop up, their date of birth will pop up, their offenses will pop up. So there's no excuse for a lot of you women. So if the state of Michigan have it, other states have this as well. There is no way that you are uninformed about what kind of person you're bringing into your home. Same is also women in the sex offender registry searches as well, believe it or not, but it is. We really have to do a diligent search on people before we introduce them to our children. And this is this not the first case like this, and this would not be the last case. But we're gonna go over some things that I have found about this this demon. So let me share my screen with you. And we're gonna get started.
A 41-year-old man has been charged for murdering a 13-year-old girl after he allegedly found out she was pregnant with his baby. The little girl was last seen in January 2024, getting off a school bus in Detroit when she was allegedly around 5 months pregnant. Nazia Harris texted Jarvis Butts in September 2023 that she'd missed her period, and by November that year, there was clear evidence he knew she was pregnant. The prosecutor claimed Butts' phone records showed he searched online for abortions, pills, and drinking red antifreeze. The prosecutor also revealed that Butts knew Nazia because he had children with her aunt. It's reported he will be arraigned today. Stay with us.
Okay. Did y'all hear that? I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. All righty, did y'all hear that? It's a lot to unpack in this story. Once again, like I said, I will give Mr. Palmer did a great show on this subject last night, and I'm gonna go over some things that I do know about. And one of my sources also is what Mr. Palmer used, and that's 7 Mile Radio here in Detroit. They had searched for this baby everywhere. Coming to find out, people was going around taking the missing posters down of this baby. Mind you, she's 13 years old. I have several questions about this. She was 13 years old, y'all. 13 years old. And she was in elementary school. That baby's supposed to be in middle school, not elementary school. But I got more to go over. So I'm gonna share the screen and we're gonna continue, and then I'm gonna give my thoughts because we have a lot of videos to go over. So let me share my screen.
Some people don't even know me, and they coming out. Just don't stop.
The family of Naziah Harris needs each and every one of us right now. Her father, Mervyn Jennings, is holding on to hope that he will see his daughter again, but it's been 10 weeks.
Yeah, there have been numerous searches, and yet they are no closer to bringing 13-year-old Naziah home. Here's Pamela Osborne.
13-year-old Naziah Harris, an 8th grader at J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy, is still missing. She was last seen on Tuesday, January 9th.
They came up to see me at the hospital. They asked me some questions about my daughter. Have I seen her? And I haven't seen my daughter.
Naziah's father, Mervyn Jennings, had been in the hospital for weeks recovering from a stroke and other health issues when he learned of Naziah's disappearance from school investigators. We know Naziah went to school that day. She rode the bus home to her usual stop at Cornwall and 3 Mile.
They have, footage of her getting on the school bus, and the bus driver did say that she did get off at her regular stop. Okay. And she was supposed to have been coming home like she normally do.
Back in February, we spoke with Annette Harris, Naziah's maternal grandmother and guardian. She reported Naziah's disappearance to Detroit Public Schools Community District. Their police department launched an investigation the very next day, on January 10th. More than a month later, after hitting a roadblock, they notified Detroit police of Naziah's disappearance. That was February 13th.
A 13-year-old girl in Naziah.
DPD got to work immediately canvassing the East Side community where Naziah lived and was last seen. It would be the first of many major searches.
I would describe as a metropolitan scavenger hunt. The searches have been everywhere.
Tamara Smith, the DPD commissioner from the district where Naziah went missing, helped us put pins on a map. Investigators from more than a dozen local, state, and federal departments have searched all over the city of Detroit, Clinton Township, also in and around Ann Arbor.
We've been heavily canvassing the area by Greater Grace Church, area around the Rouge River, outskirts of Brightmoor.
Specialized water rescue and recovery teams have assisted in some of the searches, while the net of concerned community members pitching in to help find Naziah grows wider.
We had active gang members, people who are deemed to be the worst of the city, who were viciously out looking for her, passing flyers out, going door to door, canvassing. We all want the best. We want to see Naziah home in the living.
Mervyn suffers from congestive heart failure, but is out searching himself every day he's well enough to, with his wife Nakia by his side.
It's just been very trying, taxing, and empty, but we're not going to stop.
They have been so moved by all who have turned out to help, especially since Naziah's disappearance has caused a rift within the family.
You have moments in your life where you do think you're standing alone. And without anything, they come through. They come through and they there.
Naziah's family is still waiting and wondering what happened to her after she got off of her school bus.
I want to see her again. You know, my son, my daughter wants to see her again.
Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
And right now, we're still waiting to hear from Detroit Police and Detroit Public Schools Community District for updates on their individual investigations.
Detroit police tonight leading the search for a teenager middle schooler who disappeared last.
All righty. I have to pause that. I am going to stop the screen. All righty. Now, this little girl right here, missing since January. And I remember when the father came up and, you know, he was talking about his baby being missing. I was seeing a lot of on TikTok, a lot of men, I mean, not a lot of men, a lot of women was trying to down this man without knowing the full gist of what's going on with that baby and why he wasn't there to protect his child. Shalom, sis. How you doing, baby? Thank you for joining me. Miss 18. Look, let me tell you something, sis. You was on, your block game was strong this morning. Your block game was strong with you know, your block game is strong, sis. I end up to divert off of what I'm talking about. I was watching Embrace the Grace last night. That was a disgrace that a lot of sisters was coming for that sister last night. Coming for that sister last night for telling the truth. Telling this sister she had no right to talk about black women because she's not black. But yet y'all about to vote in a woman that's not black. Make that shit make sense. And yes, I said make that shit make sense. Grace is a Dominican. Dominicans were slaves just like we were. She is our sister. Whether you like it or not, y'all need to stop with this colorism crap that y'all got going on. Because I went through it myself. They didn't know if my ass was black. A lot of sisters didn't claim me. The first thing they thought that I was Hispanic because I look like I'm Hispanic. Okay? But no, I'm black and I'm Native American Indian. So-called on both of them. I'm really an Israelite. A lot of us, including Miss Grace, is an Israelite as well. She falls under umbrella. We are all family. Y'all need to knock it off. Only thing she was telling y'all and showing y'all was the dangers of the damn wigs and weaves. Y'all number slaves on this plantation. You could tell the difference between the house ones and the field ones. And sis is not a house one. And neither am I. And there's a lot of sisters that's on this on YouTube that's not house Negroes. And I'm gonna say it. We can't tell y'all nothing that will help y'all, but y'all will follow any broad that hinders you. They hinder you on your growth of finding a man. They telling you all men ain't this, that, and the third. I was on because I was going between BMUs and I was going between Grace, but I was on Embrace the Grace more because I was having a dialogue with some person. I'm not gonna name her, but everything was the black man's fault. The black man made makeup. The black man made weaves. The black man is the downfall of the black woman. Get the hell out of here. If it wasn't for the black man, your black ass would not be here. Yeah, I said it. We can't carry no baby without that man's seed. Adam came before Eve. And for a lot of women to go around saying that they are able to survive without a man, y'all know y'all can't survive without a man. That's why y'all got a whole bunch of babies from different baby daddies, because you need that ride. And yeah, I'm going to say it. You need that ride. Yes. Since they've been delusional. They just got worse. When I grew up in the 80s and in the 90s. 90s was high school, and my early 20s. We didn't have to wear all that makeup, and I was a model. We didn't have to wear all that makeup. Even when I was a model, I would not allow them to put all that makeup on my face, because the one time they did this, 18, I felt different. I felt another spirit on me. And I tell my husband this all the time. And I used to tell my parents this. I said, I felt a different spirit. Even when I used to put extensions in my hair before, way before I locked my hair, I felt different. You know what I'm saying? And it's spirits in our hair. Our hair is our life. For these women that claim they're Christian, didn't you read in the Bible about Samson and Delilah? Samson's strength was in his hair because that was part of him. So if a man's hair is part of them, what in the hell make you think your hair ain't not a part of you? Or a part of those women that sacrificing their hair to Krishna and everybody else? For all you educated women out there that got all these degrees, pick up the Bible and read. And I'm talking about the King James Version Bible. The 1611, get that one. Because they do have the Apocrypha in there. They have the books that the Catholic Church had took out to keep us enslaved. As long as an individual is glamorizing bullshit, modern women are happy. Yeah. Exactly, sis. They asked them, did they want a man during a storm? Sis, like I miss Kevin Samuels, y'all. I miss Kevin Samuels. I'm telling you, that was my boy. I was watching him. He was telling all truth, all facts. This winter, y'all thought last winter or something? This winter gonna be a doozy. All you strong, independent women, rather you black, you Hispanic, all of y'all about to feel it. Because these men not playing. They're not playing at all. And for us sisters that's married, or sisters that were married, like say for instance, 18, sis, she was married. She's not one that didn't have a covering. So she knows the importance of a covering. Without a covering, we're lost. We're hit. Wait till all this crap, this bullish hit the fan, and you gonna be home by yourself. You don't have nobody to protect you. A man will lay down his life for his family. He most definitely will lay down his life for his wife, especially one that respect and honor him, especially reverence him. And y'all think it's a game. And what I'm going over goes into how sottish, if you don't know what sottish mean, look it up. Because I'm trying to be nice. It's a lot of sottish women out here that when you do want a man, it's for the wrong reasons. That's why I'm going over this story today, because this little girl, I'm not calling the little girl, this baby, the broad, but I'm calling her auntie the broad. This broad was so hard up for some Johnson. Because, oh, he's so cute. He light-skinned it and got some good hair. And I got to get with him and bring him in my home around my niece. And all the while, old girl knew that baby, that man was a pedophile since 2005. Since 2005. She brought this Negro around her niece. She ended up having 5 kids by this Negro. And on top of it, he got over 20 children here in Detroit. Majority of them is from underage girls that he groomed. Like I said earlier, when I was telling a lot of people, especially a lot of sisters and brothers, but you know, I don't tell the brothers nothing. I'm not a man. I don't teach man, but I'm here to teach these sisters that need to be steered in the right direction. I'm 50 years old. I seen this stuff myself, and I went through a lot of things myself as well. So I'm not blowing smoke up nobody's ass. You can't bring every ninja around your children, around your family members without, especially without checking. They have sex offender searches that's readily available in the public. Before I got married to my husband now, when a guy wanted to be involved with me, I did diligence searches. I knew your first and your last name. First thing, I'm checking you on that sex offender registry here in Michigan and surrounding states. Secondly, they have something that's called true people search. It's a lot of things that you can put in to check and see if this person is on the up and up. It's ways you can find out if this man is married. It's ways that you can find out who all lives in his residency. It's ways. Y'all ass is just lazy. The only time you do any diligent search on a guy is when they with you and you want to call yourself seeing if they cheating. And that's backwards and that's a shame. And that's why a lot of y'all have these backdoor marriages. Y'all having these situationships. Y'all saying these men ain't ish, this, that, and the third. And y'all the ones that invited them in, sis. Didn't you invite this man in? Me and my husband was talking about this, and he even vouched this when he was single and he was dating. I was like, I never understood how these women meet these men on dating sites, prison dating sites, and all this other stuff. And they invite these men in their homes immediately around their children. My husband told me I was right because it happened to him several times. Just because a person look clean don't make them clean. And this story I'm going to go over for people that don't really know. Y'all going to be just as mad as me. Let me get to my comments right quick before. Okay, I've seen that one already. Oh, yeah, during the storm. I was sitting down putting bantu knots in my daughter's natural hair while the show was going on. Self-hate is real. However, they give natural sisters hell. And you know what, sis? I said that to this one that was giving Grace hell last night. You know what she told me? She said that it's nobody else that's giving women that got natural hair hell no more, more than anybody. Or the main people that's giving women that have natural hair hell is the black man. Make that make sense. I worked in corporate America. Every job I had would not let me wear my natural hair. And it's ran by white people. All of them. Even the East Indian people I worked for, they did not like me to have my natural hair, but they embraced anyone that came in with these long wigs on or those long extensions on that's dragging to the floor. When you work in nursing homes, when you work in hospitals, when you're working in settings, healthcare settings like that, you're not supposed to have your hair down like that. We're supposed to have our hair up, pinned up. We're not supposed to wear those fake nails. They complain if you had your real nails, but didn't say anything to these bras that had these fake long stripper nails or that wigs on them weaves. They even allowed almost quick. I worked at one nursing home in Clinton Township here in Michigan. I said this, I was getting harassed by the director of nursing and her I called them Beavers and Butthead, y'all. My supervisor nurse. Every time I came in, I had my hair wrapped like this, y'all. Hair like this, hanging out. They came to me and said, "What's that?" I said, "The hair that's growing out my head." I said, "It's my hair." I said, "Y'all don't say nothing to these women that got these long 26, 30-inch wigs and weaves in their head, but y'all had the nerve to come to me and ask me what's wrong with my hair. I have to cover my hair completely up." And I already know because they're jealous. And that girl, woman, I ain't gonna call her girl, woman last night said that the black men was the ones that complain about our hair. I had to reiterate and was like, no, I worked in corporate America. I am 50 years old. I'm not 20. I'm not 15. I worked in several places. Then those people was the main ones that gave me problems. Other nations other than our own. Only time I had problems with anybody being jealous or talking about my hair was other black women. Black women are the only ones that hate against women that have natural hair, not black men. So cut it out. Just say that you don't want to do your hair, you're lazy as shit, and you want to keep throwing wigs and weaves in your head. Y'all take care of those better than you do your own head, and you wonder why y'all getting patches and stuff up in y'all head, and y'all walking around looking like damn ostriches by the head. Bald patches every damn where. Because you're not letting your hair breathe. Your hair is alive. Your hair is alive. You supposed to water your hair. And then she asked me, did I have 4C hair? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It don't matter what kind of hair you have. The Most High said our hair is our crown. So you want to hide your crown to be like other nations. Yeah, okay. Y'all can have that because I'm not following the masses. Not me, not over here. I'm not doing it. But that was a quick rant I had to go over because that pissed me off last night. That pissed me off last night. I check everything, court records. If I see if your assets are in your name alone. Yes, sis. But they don't want to do that. They want to bring every Tom, Dick, and Harry in their house because they horny or whatever you want to call it. And they bringing them around their babies. So I'm going to get to another video because I ran all day about that hair. I just had to put that out there. But, let me get back to the father. The father. I seen comments. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. I seen comments on the women talking about something. Oh, her father was there. Her father was around and he didn't do this and third. Let me tell y'all how CPS do, especially here in the state of Michigan. When the mother, Nazaria's mother passed, they gave full custody over to her grandmother, her mother's mom. And we're going to go over that too. Because that grandmother, she's just as guilty too. And then y'all going to see what I'm talking about. The father haven't seen his daughter. He was alienated from his daughter since she was 5 years old. And in the video, you could see that he was battling a heart condition. Sadly, the brother died searching for his daughter. Why in the hell all these states give the custody over to the mother's family and not give the custody over to their fathers? We know why. We know why. But I wanted to read this right quick about her father. Nazaria Harris' father. His name is Mervyn Jennings. He died from congestive heart failure months after his daughter went missing. Jennings was sick when he began searching for his daughter in fields and in abandoned homes. And he became even sicker when looking for her. That man literally died from a broken heart looking for his baby. He finally, the police came to him about his daughter. That's the first time in 8 years he heard about his daughter. That's the wrong way to find your baby, especially when you've been searching for her since she was 5 years old and the family kept her away like that. But we'll get to this next video, y'all. I'm a rant and it's going to keep going. So hold on one moment. I'll share my screen.
We turn now to Detroit police, sounding the alarm for the safety of a missing Detroit teenager. Naziah Harris, last seen on January 9th after leaving school at J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy near Cornwall and 3 Mile. 7 Action News reporter Sarah Michael spoke with family members about their frantic search for the 13-year-old.
Naziah's grandmother tells me that this is where Naziah was last seen, at Cornwall Street and 3 Mile. She tells me that the school bus dropped her off right here on January 9th. What happened next is unknown.
For her to be late, she has never been late coming home. She's always got permission to do things.
Annette Harris is 13-year-old Naziah Harris's grandmother and legal guardian.
When was the last time that you heard from your granddaughter?
When I dropped her off at school, which was on January 9th.
Naziah is an 8th grader at Clark Elementary School in Detroit, described as being incredibly sweet and a rule follower. Annette tells me when Naziah didn't come home from school on January 9th, she knew immediately something was wrong and reported her missing the next day. Detroit Public Schools Community District's police department has been handling the investigation. That's until Wednesday, when after a month of fruitless searching for the teen, Detroit Police Department announced that they're taking over.
We're very, very concerned.
Naziah is a very sweet child. She really is. You know, and my biggest fear is somebody hurting her.
We don't believe that initially there was an abduction.
Police say they don't believe Naziah was abducted initially, but when pressed, wouldn't answer if they think she went off with someone willingly. And that tells me that Naziah's school looked at the bus video from January 9th and can see Naziah getting off at her regular stop here.
She got off the bus with her schoolmate and walked up to the corner of Warren and 3 Mile Drive. And one of the school kids said that she turned right instead of turning left. And that's all I know.
Police say they are questioning everyone who knows Naziah. They're working with local, state, and federal partners to look everywhere.
If someone is watching right now and they know where Naziah is, what would you like to say to them?
Naziah's life may be in danger and you don't even know it because you're keeping information or trying to keep her hidden because of what you think. Naziah needs to be home with her family and we love her.
If you know anything about Naziah's disappearance or where she may be,
I'm going to stop sharing my screen because that grandmother is full of shit. We're going to get into that one. And you're going to see why I say she's full of it. She is straight up full of it. The grandmother had custody of Nazaria, but she stayed with her auntie. Do y'all know that the police had to force that grandmother to come to show her face to the media? Don't that sound like she's covering it up? When they had a press conference, this woman couldn't even cry for her granddaughter. She was the Academy Award goes to that damn ostrich. But I got more on that grandmother too. Exactly, sis. Exactly. The grandmother should be locked up. That auntie should be locked up as well. They knew what was going on. They knew that man was a sex offender. And it sounded like that grandma hiding something. If the police had to force you, if it's my grandchild, I'm a grandmother myself. Police don't have to force me to speak at a press conference about my granddaughter. Boy, I tell you. But believe all women. Okay. I'm gonna share a screen. I got some more for y'all. That pissed me off when I saw that. I was like, she fake as hell. Let me share this. Let's get to it.
Law enforcement wrapping up their search efforts today for a Detroit teen that's been missing for 2 months. 13-year-old Naziah Harris, last seen early January.
Several law enforcement agencies gathering again today to search the Rouge River. Their focus behind Greater Grace Baptist Church near 7 Mile and Berg on the city's west side. This marks the third search effort in a week.
Last week, police searched a body of water in Clinton Township, and yesterday they searched the Rouge River on the city's west side. 7 Action News reporter Whitney Burney has been watching the search all day. She brings us the latest from the site.
The search got underway earlier this morning with divers meticulously combing through every inch of the river. It's unclear what tip police received that led them here, but they say they're hopeful they'll be able to bring closure to Naziah's family soon. While fighting back tears,
I lost 2 sons already in recent.
Mervyn Jennings, father of Naziah Harris, is pleading for his daughter's return home.
It's a lot, but she was a beautiful child, just a beautiful child. I go out every day. We pass out the flyers. I read the comments. I look at this. I look at that. I'm out. I'm talking about me and the commissioner.
The 13-year-old has been missing since January 9th. Police say she was last seen getting off her school bus at Cornwall and 3 Mile Drive, just a few minutes walk from her home on the city's east side. Police Commissioner Tamara Smith, a close friend of the family.
It's not normal for a 13-year-old to be missing over 2 months. There is no sign of life. There is no social media communication. There are no friends who've heard from her, no family. It's not normal.
Last week, police began searching a pond in Clinton Township in connection to the teen's disappearance. And yesterday, they searched the Rouge River area on the city's west side. Tuesday, investigators and dive teams from Detroit, Oakland County, Monroe County, and Michigan State Police, among other agencies, returned to the Rouge River, focusing their efforts on a portion of the river near 7 Mile and Berg Road.
There is something very specific about this area that we want to take off our list, and that's why we're here today. Unfortunately, as time goes on, it does start to look more like a recovery effort. We're prayerful that that's not the case, but we know how these things unfortunately play out.
Naziah's father and stepmother watching nearby, hopeful to wake up from what's felt like a nightmare.
Was over there spending the time that I could. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. They won't even talk to me now. That side of the family, they won't talk. Something is up.
Police concluded their search here at the Rouge River around 3 o'clock this afternoon. As always, if you have any information in this case, reach out to Detroit Police. Reporting here in Detroit, Whitney Burney, 7 Action News.
Now, that brother, her father, even said it was something up. That part, that the little girl's mother side of the family, that grandmother, her auntie, and all that side of the family was covering this up, y'all. Now, remember I said that the police had to force that woman, the so-called grandmother, for the press conference, to attend the press conference. I'm going to give y'all a news flash on this one. When the police was out there searching for that baby, excuse me, the grandmother, the auntie, that side of the family did not help with the search. The father that haven't seen his baby since she was 5 years old, his family helped with the search. So y'all mean to tell me Detroit, you know what? Detroit police something else. Why didn't y'all investigate that damn grandmother and that auntie? When I come through and show more things, you're going to be like, y'all asses dropped the ball. Why y'all not investigating that side of the family? They lied to the police. Now I'm going to get with this one, sis. He groomed that baby for God knows how long. That pedo been around that baby since she was little. She trusted him as Uncle, whatever his damn name is. And we all know it's a lot of people that have nasty uncles out there. Nasty uncles. And a lot of people have nasty uncles, and the family covers it up. I know cases where the child was violated and the family protected the man and was mad with the female. Sis, let me tell you. Story time. I had healed from this. I had, and I don't consider that man an uncle at all. On my mom's side. My parents let him stay with us. Actually, my mom let him stay with us. My daddy really didn't want him there at the house. That man was bothering me from the age of 9 through 11. One day, I was walking down the stairs. I seen my mama stare at me, and she dropped down to the floor. I still didn't know why she did that until I was 35 years old. That bastard impregnated me at the age of 11. My daddy's side of the family and the men on my mama's side of the family went up to his job, dragged his ass up out of there, and my grandfather, I love my granddaddy, they broke both his arms and his legs. And then they took him to the Detroit police station. Only thing I can remember is that I had to undergo surgery. They put me to sleep, and I woke up. When I went to Job Corps when I was 15 years old, the nurse there, she was doing a little checks, whatever, check you, whatever, whatnot. I had a specific scarring on my stomach. And she asked me, was I a virgin? I said, yes, I am. I'm not having sex. I'm 15 years old. I'm not having sex. This bro was like, yeah, right. So she took it upon her nosy ass self to call my mama. Let me tell y'all something. My mama talked to her. That smirk on her face instantly changed into empathy. She didn't tell me what my mother told her. But the nurse started showing me more respect after the fact. I was 35 years old. I asked my mother, did that bastard impregnate me? She told me he did. That was the only time Mrs. Adelia had an abortion. My mother's sisters on her side of the family blamed me. They blamed me. I was a child. One of these aunties that blamed me molested my uncle, my quote unquote used to be uncle. And she had the nerve to blame me, a child. The irony on that one. By me being grown, I checked both of their asses. I told them to get the F away from me and get the hell out of my house. I'm grown. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way in my house. I had to deal with it when I was a teenager. I couldn't say too much to them. But when I became an adult, I let their asses have it. I know how it feels to go through some crap like this. I know how it feels for family members, especially when it comes to a guy and on his mama's side of the family will say he didn't do anything, like I made that up, like I supposed to be quiet about it. Only way my mother knew is when I was walking down the damn stairs because I had a big ass stomach and I was 11 years old at the time, small frame. I only weighed 60, 70 pounds at the time. That's why I'm real adamant. I'm real pissed off on these bras doing what they doing. Y'all bringing all kinds of niggas in your house. Excuse me. Y'all bring all kinds of niggas in your house around your children. All because you don't want to be lonely. Y'all having kids by these nasty niggas. Y'all know he looking at your niece. Y'all know he looking at your nephew. Y'all know he looking at your daughters and your sons. Even the sons get it too. I made it in my mind when I was to have children, not to have people around my children. If I knew I had some nasty talking, dirty uncles, and not on my daddy's side, all praises on that one. My father's side, no, not my daddy's side. Those was men. I don't care if they was whoremongers. Those was men. But that other side, I was like, it was two of them. One that did that to me, and it was another one. He used to make his little smart remarks to me too, but I stayed away from it. He already knew he ain't do it until I got older. Uncles is not supposed to tell their niece, dang girl, you fine, you got a body on you. Uncle's not supposed to tell their nieces that. I stayed clear away from that one. Unfortunately, my other cousins didn't. They was unfortunate because he messed with them when they was little. I'm just gonna put it like that. I had one uncle on my mom's side that I liked. One uncle. All my uncles on my daddy's side, I love them. Y'all need to watch. Keep a close watch, a close eye on your children. Your children, you're supposed to be a mother. Mother's supposed to protect their children. And before y'all have these damn kids, get married. Have a man there. Have a relationship with these children's fathers. And stop walking around like y'all sperm receptacles every damn day. Alienating these fathers like this man was alienated from his daughter since she was 5 years old. And then when he get the news, about his daughter's missing 8 years later, I feel so bad for this father. I felt bad for this father. But we're going to get to the other video. Sorry for my rant, y'all, but I like I said, trigger warning. Trigger warning. Yep. And he was a pastor, sis. Pastor of church right on Linwood. It's another church that's in Detroit that the pastor touched the mothers, the daughters, the granddaughters of the same families. Do you know they swept that under the rug? It's not funny. Y'all don't give a damn about these kids. Y'all only give a damn about government checks, government benefits, child support. That's it. Yep. Oh, I remember all that, sis. My family grew up with Aretha Franklin. My family grew up with Aretha Franklin. My mother grew up with Stephanie Mills. They stayed in the same project. My family knew everybody. My grandfather is a Motown singer. I heard some stories. And I heard about that happened to her. My mom was there around her when they was young. But I'm gonna get to the next one, y'all, because we got more on this. And I believe this is gonna be a long one, y'all. This is not gonna be a short one because I got so much to unpack with y'all. Women do better. Stop going around saying it's deadbeat men when it's a deadbeat fathers, when it's a shitload of deadbeat mothers out there. And deadbeat women that only care about their box and not the life of these children. Let's share my screen. Got a next one for you.
Sign up for the Fox 2 Detroit Lions newsletter. It's everything Lions, delivered right to your inbox. Just click the link at fox2detroit.com.
February, when Detroit Police took over the case from Detroit Public Schools Public Safety. This was not known. Nothing was known to the media until February 14th, Valentine's Day, when a massive search was underway. And then for months and months trying to find her, and then nothing.
The evidence shows overwhelmingly in this case that she is in fact deceased.
This is believed to be the last picture taken of 13-year-old Neziah Harris before she disappeared in Detroit on January 9th. Thursday, investigators announced homicide charges as well as criminal sexual conduct charges against 41-year-old Jarvis Butts, someone with a criminal record and someone known to Harris's family.
We suspected him from the beginning, considering his background and things like that that we've heard about him.
Butts is being charged with homicide despite the fact that the teenager's body was never found. During Thursday's press conference, Wayne County Prosecutor Kym Worthy revealing shocking evidence.
You look at that face and you do not see the horrors that she had gone through in her short life. The exploitation, the molestations, the sexual abuse, and the pregnancy that she was concealing. There's no evidence of anyone else being the father of that child other than the defendant himself, who we charged today. And he knew she was pregnant. We know that he was also searching for ways to abort the baby.
This is a story that has attracted a lot of attention. Detroit podcaster Mark DeAndre.
Even in March, when I was doing the podcast, I felt like I had this thing pretty much solved as far as, what came out today. I said this months ago as far as what the end result was.
Investigators say they have no plans to charge anyone else in this case.
I'm upset about that, and I would like to see charges being brought against those that knew, that were affiliated with him and knowing, and that allowed him to be around the children, knowing he wasn't supposed to be.
In a sad turn of events, Neziah Harris's father, Mervyn Jennings, passed away this summer.
Literally died of a broken heart. Unfortunately, he had congestive heart failure. He's already sick and got sicker going out looking for her.
I got a chance to interview her father back in March during an exhaustive search for her in the Rouge River. And, he said he was out there every day searching for her. To find out then that he has passed away before he was able to find out this.
Exactly, Big Tay. You know what I said? Hold on, I'm sorry. Oh God, I thought I stopped that. Anyway, you know what I said about that brother? I hope they send his ass to Jackson. Jackson is where here in Michigan, you touch children. Oh, you gonna be somebody's for real. Exactly. You're gonna be somebody's you're gonna be the receiver. They don't take kindly of men messing with children, men or little girls or little boys. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna have to do a video break because I still got some more to go over on this one. So, I'm gonna play a video for you guys. So, I like this video. This from Original Royalty Recordings presents this brother DMR Father's Love. For a lot of these women out here saying that these fathers are deadbeats and this and that and third, who made them deadbeats, sis? Granted, is some out there that don't want to be bothered because maybe you lied about them being the father of that child. A lot of people don't think about that. It's something going on there. But it's a lot of fathers that actually love their children. I had my father. I had my grandfather. Y'all depriving these babies. If this little girl was given to her father, she'll still be alive. The grandmother, the auntie, that whole side of the family knew he was a pedophile. He's been a pedophile. He was registered since 2005. And her big ass grimace from McDonald's looking ass knew he was touching her niece, and she did not protect her niece. The grandmother knew about him too. They was covering it up, y'all. The police end up questioning the grandmother about asking the grandmother, did this little girl have a cell phone? Do y'all know the grandmother lied and said this little girl didn't have no social medias or a cell phone? and the grandma ain't had nothing to do with it. And then when they looked and found out this little girl had social medias, that this little girl had a phone, it kept going back and forth, going in and out, because they was looking for it. And it tipped them right back to the grandmother house. And the grandmother was acting like she was oblivious on the phone. So, oh, this is an old phone. I was turning it on and off. You wasn't turning it on and off. You was trying to delete some stuff to protect this damn man instead of protecting your own granddaughter, you evil. I digress on that, y'all. But we're going to play a video, okay? Here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Because we got more. I'm not even done.
Maya Benjamin.
Yeah. Ain't nothing like a father's love. Ain't nothing like a father's love. Yeah, this be my letter to my girly face. Your papa out here road running to make the world a better place for me and you. Your bigger brother and your mama too. Bringing out the gospel hood to hood, give them the greatest news that we the Jews. Yes, indeed, we be the Israelite. Young DOS, little princess, let them see your light. Baby, it'll be alright. Just keep the law and faith in Christ. I'ma do the best to train a child and keep you safe at night. So rock, I'ma lose sleep, already accustomed to. Never let you suffer, I'ma be right there to comfort you. Whether it be bumps or bruise, correction, cause you act a fool. Scripture, how I'm teaching, Holy Bible, yeah, that be the two. Princess, no, not raising thoughts. Come on now, let's get it straight. Married for you, carry, I'm a prove, little buddy, anyway. Princess, no, not raising thoughts. Come on now, let's get it straight. Married for you, carry, I'm a prove, little buddy, anyway. Yeah.
Bootstrap daddy off to say the world, make a better place for my baby girl. Every other Saturday I gotta hit the road to glean some wisdom I can relay back home. Waking up at night, checking if you alright. Losing sleep cause I care, so it's alright. Ain't nothing like a father's love. Ain't nothing like a father's love.
And let me tell you from the start, forever you better, an Israelite you set apart. Just keep them forever, the love of God up in your heart. And we gon' endeavor and keep on pressing to the mark. And damn right you different too. To hell with people and their worldly views. We gon' keep commandments, faith in Christ until the world consume. Gotta keep you safe until the time of the atomic boom. Only man in life until it's time for you to jump the broom. My girlies, you light up the room. Gon' let them see you swag. First love to her daughter is her father, yeah, be the dad. Always wanna see you glad, never wanna see you sad. Lace you with direction, give instruction for an easy path. Never wanna see you crash. Be right here to guide your soul. Kingdom be the mission and the focus, yeah, that be the goal. Never wanna see you crash. Be right here to guide your soul. Kingdom be the mission and the focus, yeah, that be the goal. Yeah.
Bootstrap daddy off to say the world, make a better place for my baby girl. Every other Saturday I gotta hit the road to glean some wisdom I can relay back home. Waking up at night, checking if you alright. Losing sleep cause I care, so it's alright. Ain't nothing like a father's love. Ain't nothing like a father's love. Ain't nothing like a father's love. Ain't nothing like a father's love.
All right. I hope y'all liked the video. Here I go. I hope everybody liked that video. I really liked it because that's showing positive it's positivity, and these brothers need it because it's a stigma going around that black men are not good fathers. It's more black men that's good fathers than it is any other race of men other than Hispanic men. They actually are involved in their children's life from ever since they started doing certain things like giving sisters welfare and everything else. They the ones, the powers that be, divided the black and brown families. And the women now are the main ones that's finishing up that goal for people. And I really like that. That remind me of my daddy. Rest in peace, daddy. So I am for fathers. I had one. It's a lot of women out here that's saying men ain't this, that, and the third because you didn't have your father in your life. You believed every damn thing your mama told you about your father instead of asking your daddy the truth. Never take one side. Never take one side when it comes to the parents. You listen to both sides. Maybe you'll learn something. So, a break before I finish up this one. We have a new segment. So, let's get to it. Let me go to, we have a brand new segment, y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy it. Okay, let me share my screen. Let's see who gonna make the ostrich of the week. So let me take myself off here. Take myself off. Here we go.
Now at 5 tonight, some new developments in the case of a Prince George's County mother accused of shooting her own daughter. A few hours ago, a judge denied bond for 32-year-old Teleka Brown.
Police say she shot her 13-year-old daughter in the neck during an argument at their Seat Pleasant home. Brown is facing several charges, including first-degree murder. Our Lionel Donovan is live outside the home where this shooting happened, and he brings us the latest. What are we learning right now, Lionel?
Good afternoon, Lorenzo and Leslie. Well, the state's attorney's office says that the teen victim is still currently in stable but critical condition. However, they did say that she was able to get up and walk around a little bit. Now, the attorney's office is also saying that at this point, the immediate concern is making sure that Brown can't stop her daughter from telling the truth.
And while no one thinks that a mother would shoot her very own daughter, no one can conceive of that. These incidents do happen.
Today, 32-year-old Teleka Brown was brought in front of a Prince George's County judge. Brown is accused of shooting her 13-year-old daughter during an argument. Police arrived at Brown's residence on 69th Place in Seat Pleasant just before 5 p.m. Monday. Officers found the teenager near the front door with a gunshot wound to her neck. Court documents say initially, the victim told police that an intruder shot her when she got home from school. But audio from 911 dispatch shows her story didn't match with what Brown told police.
3 hours, I checked the surrounding areas for Walkerville Middle School. I'm not showing any sound of gunshots in that area.
Yeah, we spoke with a few neighbors also. They didn't hear anything. Mom is advising that she arrived home from Walkerville Middle School like this. She came home, she was already bleeding and apparently had a gunshot wound to the back of her neck. But did not happen at this location, apparently.
Once the teenager was taken to the hospital, she told investigators that her mother told her to lie about what happened and confessed that after their altercation, she saw her mother holding a gun. Investigators concluded that Brown pulled the trigger. In court, the prosecution revealed that Brown left the teen's father a voicemail this morning, trying to influence her daughter. The judge decided that Brown would be held without bond to keep that from happening.
It's her mother. She's going to listen to her mother. And so we don't want her to be tainted in any way by the pressure.
Now, Leslie and Lorenzo, the most serious charge that Brown is facing, first-degree attempted murder, carries a maximum sentence of life in prison. She hasn't put in a plea yet, but she is scheduled to go back into court on October 25th. Now, in regards to that voicemail, the victim's father said that not once throughout the entire voicemail did Brown ask how her daughter is doing. Live in Prince George's County, Lionel Donovan, WUSA 9.
This whole thing just seemed inconceivable, Lionel, thinking about this little girl as she recovers from both the physical wounds and the wounds of knowing that she was allegedly hurt so deeply by her own mom.
13-year-old girl in Prince George's County is in the hospital fighting.
That was today's Ostrich of the Week. I'm back. Sorry about that. I accidentally knocked myself off. Ostrich of the Week. Now, Big Tay said, what I said yesterday is that how this weirdo still walking around the streets, and the church that brought him in there should be ashamed also. The churches is also part of it. And I was talking about that earlier on how the families allow the pastor to touch their children and they don't say anything. A pastor go through generation after generation after generation of women and nobody bats an eye and say he's the man of God, and he's not a man of God. Because when pedophiles touch children, that's considered murder. It says it in the Bible. That's harm to children. Women have more rights in this world than children do. Women are the main ones that demand that they have all these damn rights. What about these babies' rights? What about these children's rights? What about these little boys and these little girls that have to go through this every single day? They silent and can't say any damn thing. Because their mothers want them to be hush, hush. Or the family want to be hush, hush. This Negro that we going over been messing with children since 2005. He has over 20 children. Some of those kids came from his victims. And the mamas didn't report them, y'all. You know why the mothers didn't report him? He had relations with the mothers. This man even touched his own daughter. But he fine though. Fuck out of here. All right, y'all. I'm gonna share the screen so y'all can get to hear the whole thing. This is Kym Worthy for the Wayne County Prosecutor. We're gonna go over this. Let me share my screen with you guys. If you don't, okay, I will, sis. I will. I will. Just enlarge the font. Yeah, I get it, sis. Here we go.
Decades of my career looking at pictures of murdered people. When I was trying homicide cases for 6 straight years as an assistant prosecutor, I would spend hours thinking about the victim whose case I was getting ready to try, wondering how they spent their last weeks, their last days, their last hours, and their last minutes of their lives. What were they thinking about? Did they know that the end was near? And if it was someone they knew, what must they have been thinking as they were shot, stabbed, or whatever mechanism of death was used and confronted them with by the person they knew or loved? I can't imagine the thought that goes through their minds. But it's always, always 1,000 times worse when the person is a child or a baby, someone in the dawn of their lives who haven't begun to live their lives. The picture behind me is of Zanaya, and that will always be haunting because it was taken just a short time before the evidence shows that she was never seen or heard from again. It was taken by Nazaya herself, a selfie. That's the last known picture that we know about of her. And it was pointed out to me by one of the detectives on this case and by one of the prosecutors. She is smiling, waving, saying hello. But little did she know that she was really saying goodbye. We will provide to you later a very skeleton timeline of the time right before her death, before and after. Of course, the detail would be provided in court. The evidence shows overwhelmingly in this case that she is in fact deceased. The last time she was seen alive was January the 9th of this year, 2024, almost 9 months ago. Her missing status was reported to the Detroit Public School Police Department by her grandmother on that very day when she never returned home from school. And again, that was January the 9th of 2024. In early February of 2024, the case was turned over to the Detroit Police Department. Frankly, that should have happened right away, but they began investigating immediately. The evidence would further show that through text messages that we know and that we have, Zanaya and this defendant were going to meet after school on January the 9th. We know that she did indeed meet up with the defendant that we're charging in this case. We also know that several people close to Mr. Butts, who we were charging later, saw them together in several different locations, people that he knew well. We have evidence that at 9:30 p.m. on that day, that Mr. Butts checked into a motel and the Zanaya was never seen or heard from again. Not from her family, not from her schoolmates, not from her friends, not from social media where she was extremely active with her friends, not from teachers, no one. We know that she had no medical conditions that would cause a life-threatening medical emergency to her. And he, again, was the last person that saw her alive. She would have turned 14 years old just 10 days ago on September the 16th of 2024. And again, no one has seen or heard from her. You look at that face and you do not see the horrors that she had gone through in her short life. The exploitation, the molestations, the sexual abuse, and the pregnancy that she was concealing. The evidence will show that from one of her text messages to and with Jarvis Butts. And we also know, the evidence will show, that there's no evidence of anyone else being the father of that child, other than the defendant himself, who we charged today. And he knew she was pregnant. We know that he was also searching for ways to abort the baby. We know that sexually explicit photos were requested by him of her and that she complied and sent them to her. All of the hands we allege, the man we are charging with her death, and also her long-term sexual abuse. In our warrant review process that Matt and Tina and others put together, excellent work on that. Video of 111 gigabytes, witnesses and witness statements, body-worn camera, and let me not forget, it was Tina and Matt's memo, but the work of the Detroit Police Department. Anyway, we reviewed 111 gigabytes of video, witnesses and witness statements, body-worn camera footage, surveillance video, police reports, documents, 19 gigabytes, medical records, search warrant returns, phone extractions, which came to 506 gigabytes. Today, we are charging Jarvis Butts with 1 count of first-degree premeditated murder, 1 count of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, and 1 count of child sexually abusive material. Today, we are also charging Mr. Butts with more counts of criminal sexual conduct on 2 more girls, yes, girls, on 2 other separate cases. The girls in question now are 20 and 11 respectively today, but both were under the age of 13 years old at the time the offenses occurred that we're charging. We are charging that one victim who is now 20 years old, that from April of 2012 to April of 2014, it's alleged that defendant Butts sexually assaulted the victim at a residence in Detroit. Further facts and evidence on that matter will be placed on the record at the preliminary examination. In that case, we charge Mr. Butts with criminal sexual conduct, 1 count in the first degree, person under 13, defendant 17 or older. In that case, we are also charging Mr. Butts with 3 counts of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, person under 13, defendant 17 years or older. In the second criminal sexual conduct case, well, I guess the third that we're charging today, we are alleging that the victim, who is now 13 years old, that from July 2015 through July 2017, we're alleging that he sexually assaulted residents of Detroit, and again, further facts and evidence will be developed at the preliminary examination. Defendant Butts have been charged with, in that case, 1 count of criminal sexual conduct in the 2nd degree. Child under the age of 13, Mr. Butts over the age of 17. Based on all the evidence that I've laid out now and much more that will be shown later in court, based on all these cases we will present in court, Mr. Butts targeted and befriended women who had to have sexual relationships with their young daughters. He would have relationships with their mothers, but his true desire was to have sex with their young daughters. That's what the evidence will show. He was a classic and expert groomer and pedophile. It's incredibly sad, incredibly unspeakable, and we want to bring justice to her and her family. I have to take this moment to say something to you, and this is not directed at all at Naziah's family, who by all accounts had many in her family that truly loved her. This is directed to everyone else listening to me now. We must be very careful who we let into our hearts and our homes and our lives, especially if you have children. We must be very careful who we have around our children and elders respectively. We must also be very careful who we leave our children with, even if they are in a relationship partners, family, and friend. I'll say that again, even if they are relationship partners, families, or friends. Life can be hard enough at times, but when it comes to our children, we must be deliberative, we must be diligent, and laser focused on their safety. And sometimes we must make decisions about them and their lives that we may not like and that they may not like, but it's for the betterment of them and their safety and their future. When something doesn't feel right, even if it's just that voice in your head, it usually isn't right. And sometimes when we are attentive and we do everything right by our children, things can still happen and still go very wrong despite our best efforts. This can happen to good watchers of children. But we must always ask ourselves at the end of each and every day, was I right by each member of my household in terms of their safety? Did I do right by my children? Now, of course, Mr. Butts is presumed innocent unless and until he's found guilty on each and every crime and count that we have charged today. We have been told this morning that the arraignment will be tomorrow, we think at 10:30 a.m. in the morning, but we don't have confirmation of that yet. But the arraignment, we are told, will happen tomorrow morning.
This is a CBS.
I have spent decades of my career
Okay. We know Kym here. It was a jab to them people, okay? I had to take that jacket off. It was a jab to them family. To that family. It was a jab to them. I got another video. Hold on one moment, y'all. Nasty, nasty ass. And old girl knew he was this way and she ended up, but I love him though. And she got with him, y'all. She got with this man and she knew he was like that. This girl's aunt had 5 kids with that man. 5 children by that man. They should be charged too. Not just him. They should be charged for child endangerment, and they should be charged also for manslaughter, because they won't give them the 1st degree M-word, manslaughter. They knew what was going on, and like I said, that grandmother was covering it up. But here's another video. Let me share my screen.
picture behind me is of Zanaya, and that will always be haunting because it was taken just a short time before the evidence shows that she was never seen or heard from again. It was taken by Naziah herself, a selfie. That's the last known picture that we know about of her. It was pointed out to me by one of the detectives on this case and by one of the prosecutors. She is smiling and waving and saying hello. But little did she know that she was really saying goodbye.
This story is so incredibly tragic. Naziah Harris, little 13-year-old girl, should be enjoying those teenage years, you know? Should be having fun, laughing with her friends, going to school, learning, doing all of those things, but she's not. And she's missing, but presumed to be dead and murdered. I want you to take a listen to Kym Worthy. That was the prosecutor from Wayne County. Here she is talking about the evidence against the man that they have accused of the murder. And there's a connection between this man and Naziah's family, and a lot of the facts here are disturbing, to say the least.
The evidence shows overwhelmingly in this case that she is in fact deceased. The last time she was seen alive was January the 9th of this year, 2024, almost 9 months ago. Her missing status was reported to the Detroit Public School Police Department by her grandmother on that very day, when she never returned home from school. And again, that was January the 9th of 2024. In early February of 2024, the case was turned over to the Detroit Police Department. Frankly, that should have happened right away, but they began investigating immediately. The evidence will further show that through text messages that we know and that we have, Zaniyah and this defendant were going to meet after school on January the 9th. We know that she did indeed meet up with the defendant that we're charging in this case. We also know that several people close to Mr. Butts, who we were charging later, saw them together in several different locations, people that he knew well. We have evidence that at 9:30 p.m. on that day, that Mr. Butts checked into a motel and that Zaniyah was never seen or heard from again. Not from her family, not from her schoolmates, not from her friends, not from social media where she was extremely active with her friends, not from teachers, no one. We know that she had no medical conditions that would cause a life-threatening medical emergency to her. And he, again, was the last person that saw her alive. She would have turned 14 years old just 10 days ago on September the 16th of 2024. And again, no one has seen or heard from her. You look at that face and you do not see the horrors that she had gone through in her short life. The exploitation, the molestations, the sexual abuse, and the pregnancy that she was concealing. The evidence will show that from one of her text messages to and with Jarvis Butts. And we also know, the evidence will show, that there's no evidence of anyone else being the father of that child other than the defendant himself, who we charged today. And he knew she was pregnant. We know that he was also searching for ways to abort the baby. We know that sexually explicit photos were requested by him of her and that she complied and sent them to her. All at the hands, we allege, the man we are charging with her death and also her long-term sexual abuse. Today, we are charging Jarvis Butts with 1 count of first-degree premeditated murder, 1 count of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, and 1 count of child sexually abusive material. Today, we are also charging Mr. Butts with more counts of criminal sexual conduct on 2 more girls, yes, girls, on 2 other separate cases. The girls in question now are 20 and 11 respectively today, but both were under the age of 13 years old at the time the offenses occurred that we're charging. Based on all the evidence that I've laid out now and much more that will be shown later in court, based on all these cases we will present in court, Mr. Butts targeted and befriended women who had to have sexual relationships with their young daughters. He would have relationships with their mothers, but his true desire was to have sex with their young daughters. That's what the evidence will show. He was a classic and expert groomer and pedophile.
Sounds so familiar. A lot of parallels with this case and what happened to Madeline Soto down in Florida. And it's these predators. They know how to do it. They know how to get close to children. And that's apparently what happened here. I want to bring in a special guest with us tonight. Joining us from Detroit, Michigan, Naziah Harris's cousin, Roxy. Roxy, thank you so much for joining us. This is a huge development in the case. Wanted to get first your reaction to the prosecutor, Kym Worthy, making the announcement that the charges have been brought in this case.
It's definitely a sense of relief here to finally be able to hear her say those words that we've been knowing from the beginning. Like I said in our last interview, you know, we considering his background and things like that, we had our suspicions, and we're glad that they finally came to light today.
So can you explain for us the connection of Jarvis Butts and Neziah and Neziah's family and your family?
The connection with Jarvis is Jarvis was Neziah's aunt boyfriend. And they also have children together as well. So that was how he was able to be around the family as the immediate family that Neziah was living with, I assume as often as he wanted to be.
And his history, how well did people know his history and what he liked to do, which was prey upon children?
His history was very well known. I mean, he did do time in prison before for sexual misconduct of a 13-year-old girl or under as well. And I think he did 10 years in prison for that as well. And it was also very well known to her aunt, who was her boyfriend, that he let it be known to her as well that he was also, you know, a sexual predator, and he left the decision up to her whether she wanted to continue to have a relationship with him. And she continued to have a relationship with him, knowing that, you know, he previously had those charges against him, did time for it, and that he was a registered sex offender.
How long, because what the prosecutor said, Prosecutor Worthy, the long-term sexual abuse, and that's the part that just breaks your heart. How long did he have access to Neziah?
From what the prosecutor said, they said that they have messages going back to 2022. However, I personally believe that he's been around the family longer than that, considering the fact of, you know, the amount of children that he has with Neziah's aunt, and those children, I think the oldest is probably 11 or 12 years old. So he's been around for a while.
I want to take a listen to the prosecutor here who was answering a question during this press conference. Let's take a listen.
Some of Neziah's relatives said they previously had talked to CPS about allegations of sexual abuse from Neziah and other kids. Did that ever make it to your office? Is that something that police have investigated before?
Yeah, let me just say this, that if anyone that is watching this press conference right now or reads any of the coverage that I'm sure that you will give this, has any reason to believe that they were a victim of his or that they know something else, we certainly welcome them to contact the Detroit Police Department.
So it wasn't a direct answer to the question, but Roxy, from the position of the family, is there any level of frustration that the family knew of this, they were reaching out and nothing was done? Is anyone, like, there's obvious blame, Jarvis Butts is the one, right? But is there any level of shared blame amongst anyone else who didn't do anything here?
I mean, absolutely. There's definitely lots of frustration within the family. You know, there were family members that called CPS several times. There were family members that called the police as well, and nothing came of it. You know, CPS is supposed to be, you know, safeguard welfare for our children, and they're supposed to be able to respond promptly and do thorough investigations to be able to negate, you know, reports of abuse and neglect. And because of the reports of the abuse and the neglect and the molestation that were reported to Child Protective Services, and for it to just seem like, you know, there wasn't a thorough investigation being done or just turned a blind eye. And unfortunately, it's brought us to this very unfortunate event, which is, you know, my cousin being deceased today.
That's exactly the problem here, right? It's child protective services. That we want them to protect them before this happens. If we know of something, see something, say something, make a report, and unfortunately, Naziah was not protected in all of that. I have to point out your shirt says, "Where is Naziah?" Because she still hasn't been found.
Right.
How important is it
Her
that
body is still, they do not have her, they have not found her body. They do not have her body. So we will continue to ask, where is Naziah, so that we can be able to give her the proper rest that she deserves. She didn't deserve any of this to happen to her. She was only 13 years old, or 14, just 10 days ago. And it was hard to even try to have a celebration for her, because it was not a celebration, and it should have been. So we will continue to ask, where is Naziah, until we get those answers, because she needs to properly be laid to rest properly, because she deserves that.
Absolutely. And Roxy, it's important that the family does exactly what you're doing. Let everyone know this doesn't end right now. It doesn't end with an arrest. It doesn't end with a conviction.
Right.
We need to find Naziah as well. Roxy, thank you so much. We'll speak again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Myself back on stage. All right. When they talk about CPS is garbage. Do y'all hear me? I didn't call CPS on people. I think I said this, I told the story a while ago, like probably a month and a half ago, about me calling CPS on this mother that was prostituting her son and her daughter. And when CPS went, and I told them they really need to drug test the babies. They drug test these children. These children had crack, had all kinds of things in their system. And what happened was, what they do, they did absolutely nothing. They found out that these kids had, that they had heroin in their system, crack in their system, and other drugs, and methamphetamines in their system. And what they do, they let the mother keep her children. CPS only bothers the parents that's actually not doing anything to their children. They came to me before. Actually, I had CPS come to my house 3 times. 3 times they did it. And it was all because my son had a little mark on him. Now, my youngest son, he liked to do flips, parkour stuff, all that other stuff he was doing. So they came to my house, knowing he had no issues, no problems. They asked the kids, "Do your mother put hands on him?" They said no. "Do you get in trouble?" This is the questions they asked the kids. "Do you get in trouble when you do something?" The kids say, "Yeah." They was like, do your mother punish you?" "Yes, she do punish me." "Yes, she do punish me." They was asking questions like that. So they had to do a little welfare check and come over to the house. The first thing CPS do is go around and see if the kids have beds. Excuse me. Do the kids have beds? Do they have sheets and blankets on them beds? The refrigerator, make sure the refrigerator is stocked with food. They check the cabinets. They look around to see how how's your housekeeping skills. And then they leave. CPS fails the children. CPS is not for the children. CPS actually shields these mothers. There's so many mothers out there that they protect. They don't protect these kids. That should be mothers, was that MPS, not CPS. Mother Protection Services is never for the child. And they really need to shut that shit down and get a new whatnot, and really care for these babies. They don't care about these kids. Nobody care about these children. It's all about women's rights and mothers' rights only. That's in every damn thing. Let me stop that. Now, I got another one for you guys. I had another one, but I'm gonna have to do a part 2 on it. On this, because that video is gonna be long and it's gonna take me like 3 hours, and I don't want to do that. But I got 2 more videos for you guys. So hold on one moment. Excuse me. Let me share my screen with you. This is sad. CPS knew that man was a child molester. He wasn't even supposed to been around kids if he was a offender. Offenders are not supposed to be around the children. Period. That show you that they're not for the kids, man. They just as bad as these damn cackling ass hyenas and ostriches around here. Here we go.
Jarvis Butts. Okay. This is calling case number, Mr. Butts has 3 cases. Case number 240-596-1901. Houston, Michigan versus Jarvis Butts. Case number 240-596-1801. Houston, Michigan versus Jarvis Butts. And case number 240-596-1701. Houston, Michigan versus Jarvis Butts. Appearances from the people.
Yes. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Tina Ripley on behalf of the people, P83688.
And good afternoon, Your Honor. Matthew Makepeace on behalf of the people, P82796.
Good afternoon. Okay, it's quick.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Neighborhood Defender Service by Cheryl Quebec, P83973 on behalf of Jarvis Butts. I believe co-counsel is present. Ken Riggins.
Yes, he is.
And good afternoon, Your Honor. Good afternoon to your staff. Neighborhood Defender Services by Ken Riggins, P82125 on behalf of Mr. Jarvis Butts, who stands with me to my right.
Okay, Ms. Quick, Mr. Riggins, do you waive from reading stand mute?
We do, Your Honor.
Okay, court order not
Yes, Your Honor.
Court order not guilty plea on behalf of the client with respect to all 3 cases. My recommendation from the people.
Yes, Judge. People are requesting a remand.
On all 3?
Yes, Judge.
Can you give us just a brief summary for each case?
Okay, I have to say something. The auntie is there. The auntie is there. She there for her man. That's her, y'all. You see the arrow? This is auntie with her grimace looking ass. This is her. She's mad that her husband, her boo thing is about to go to jail. You you lady need to go to jail. You knew he was grooming your niece all these many years. He probably was touching the kids that she had with him as well, because he do have a record of touching his own children. You, ma'am, need to be in jail right along with your boo thing over there. You nasty helper. Let's continue.
Yes, Judge.
Very, relatively brief, yes.
Sure, Judge. Starting with the case ending in 619, that is a criminal sexual conduct in the 1st degree with added charges of criminal sexual conduct in the 2nd degree. That is for Mr. Butts' biological daughter, and she was around 8 or 9 when the touchings first started happening, and 10 when she was penetrated. Mr. Butts is a habitual offender, 4th offense notice, mandatory 25 years, and he also has a prior conviction for criminal sexual conduct in the 3rd degree with a person 13 through 15.
Background on those 2 cases, please.
Yes, and as it relates to case ending in 618, that is 1 count of criminal sexual conduct in the 2nd degree. He does have the 2nd offense notice on that, along with the habitual 4th offense mandatory 25. That case is for the sexual assault of a 4-year-old minor. She was 4 years old at the time, and she was the daughter of one of Mr. Butts' girlfriends at the time, and I would believe her to have contracted chlamydia. And as it relates to the case ending in 617, that case involves the missing 13-year-old Messiah Harris. Neziah went missing on January 9th of 2024 after last being seen alive with Jarvis Butts. Mr. Butts is a serial child rapist and murderer. The evidence will show that Jarvis Butts has been sexually assaulting Neziah Harris since at least the fall of 2022, and that Neziah Harris was pregnant with Jarvis Butts' child on January 9th of 2024, and that Mr. Butts was aware of this pregnancy. Jarvis Butts was supposed to turn himself in on January 9th of 2024 to serve a year-long sentence for CCW. This date ultimately got moved to February 7th of 2024, allowing him the opportunity and time to take care of his Neziah Harris problem. And that's exactly what Mr. Butts did. While Neziah Harris's body has still not been found, the evidence recovered points to only one devastating outcome. Although Jarvis Butts is currently serving a sentence for CCW, that's no excuse for his bond in this case to be anything but a remand. Jarvis Butts has been a convicted child rapist since 2025, as I mentioned, or 2005, I'm sorry. And as I mentioned prior, he is a habitual fourth offender notice with a mandatory 25 years. And if convicted of any of these charges in these cases, that is a mandatory 25. He is an absolute danger to the community and all children. Since getting out of prison, Jarvis Butts has continued to sexually assault children, resulting in now 3 active criminal sexual conduct cases against minors, with no doubt many more out there. The people acknowledge that these charges are allegations at this point, but we're confident in these charges moving forward that the evidence will show that Jarvis Butts not only sexually assaulted and impregnated Neziah Harris, but that he ultimately killed her in order to cover up the ongoing assaults and pregnancy.
Thank you, Ms. Whitney. From Ms. Quick or Mr. Riggins, any response to the pressure demand?
Well, I would say, all conjecture aside, the one thing she said that is true is Mr. Butts is currently under sentence. As such, he is not eligible to be released, so we are not going to object to the bond at this time.
Okay. Ms. Quick, is there anything you want to add?
Mr. Riggins.
Okay. All right. Court have heard an argument as to bond. Remand is provided under MCR 6.106, provided the people show a great presumption of guilt. I think it's more than met their burden. We'll remand Mr. Butts in all 3 cases in custody of Wayne County Jail, other cases pending. Mr. Butts' next court date will be probable cause October 4th, preliminary examination October 10th, 1:45 p.m. At least tentatively scheduled now for the Judge King. Anything else for the record from either any attorneys?
No, for the people, Judge. Thank you.
Nothing from the bench.
No, Your Honor.
Quick. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Butts, you step aside.
That damn bastard. Y'all seen the auntie there? She there by her man. Even her side of the family is there. My thing is this. Why would the grandmother have her granddaughter's cell phone? Why would she cover up that her granddaughter had social medias? Do y'all know that they found her shoes at River Rouge? They found her shoes. The grandmother and the auntie is covering up for this Negro. I did hear Kym Worthy said that other people will be getting charged. I hope it's those two. Auntie sitting there all proud and stuff, and she all wondering if he gonna go to jail for it. She hoping that he don't go to jail for the death of her niece, but he served time for the other stuff he had. I had got banned. I mean, I ain't got banned. I had put something in, I think it was either Instagram or what was that? TikTok, and said women are evil. They said that's hate speech, y'all. What the hell y'all call this? This a evil ass woman only cared about her damn box and that Negro that touched her niece and killed her niece. It's a lot of women out there. It's a lot of women that would not tell, they only tell the fathers of these daughters, their daughters, that they've been touched. But when a father asks them who touched them, they keep it a secret. Because they still protecting these damn nasty ass ninjas. They protecting them. I'm not protecting nobody. You touch mine. You might get a piece be still with me. And there's no exaggeration. I got one more, y'all. I had another one, but that video gonna be too long. I found more stuff about Miss Auntie and Miss Grandma. Let me see how long is this one. I don't want to put one too long, y'all. Dang. I'm gonna have to come back to this, y'all. I got 2 videos. I'm gonna continue this Thursday. I got 2 more videos, and these will continue it. I got more information about that grandmother and about that damn auntie and how they covered up the disappearance of that baby. Do y'all know the grandmother told the police, oh, she just ran away, but you got her damn cell phone. She ran away, but you have her cell phone. Erasing stuff out of that cell phone to protect this damn monster. You and your grimace looking ass daughter. I hope both of them go down as well. And everybody on that little girl's mother's side of the family go down. Only the father's side of the family was out there searching for that baby. The grandmother had to be forced to do a media coverage. Girl, get the hell out of here. Y'all, I'm going to end this. I will be back on this subject. I got 2 more videos that's going to really go in depth about the maliciousness that they end up doing to this baby and how they tried to cover it up. Exactly, sis. That's how the prosecutor was able to find out about what they was doing. They so ignorant and dumb, you think that you can actually erase it and it go away. It don't go away. It's such thing as iCloud and everything else. They will find out. They'll find out everything you doing on these phones. The auntie need to be locked up. That grandmama needs to be locked up. Oh boy needs to go to Jackson. If anybody from Michigan know about Jackson, they'll tell you Jackson is up there with Rikers. That's where his ass needs to go. That auntie and that grandmama, they need to go too. I'm so sick of y'all women out here protecting these predators, all in the name of eggplant. Y'all ain't shit. You don't care about children. CPS don't care about children. Michigan CPS at that don't give a damn about these kids. FOC, friend of the court here in Michigan, don't give a damn about these kids. That little girl should have went to her father. That's his seed. With her mother passed, the custody should have went over to the father. My husband already got on here and told everybody that he had his son. And I know for a fact my husband had his son since the day he was born. He went to go get full physical custody of his child and legal custody. They only gave him half of one. She still had full custody of a certain part of that baby. And she did not take care of that son, his son. He took care of his son from day one. That's to show you the maliciousness of FOC, friend of the court, especially here in Michigan. They are not doing anything in the interest of these kids. These kids is just like roaches to the system. That's it. Women. And now, yes, I'm talking to y'all. Brothers, I have to talk to y'all too on this one. Do a due diligence on these people that you bringing around your children. It's women that's getting with men with kids. They messing with their daughters and their sons. Yes, they have those cases too. These women out here, all you thinking about is wetting your box. Y'all letting random ninjas up in your house around your kids. Y'all don't even know these niggas from a can of paint and y'all bringing them in your house. They touching your daughters, they touching your sons, they touching your grandkids, they touching your nieces, and they touching your nephews. Did y'all hear in the beginning that he told her that he was a sexual predator? And she was like, I don't care. Family, keep a close eye on your children, please. Sisters, don't let everybody up in your house. You want to lay up with that ninja, you go to a hotel. Don't bring him in your house around your kids with your stupid ass. And I could talk the way I talk because I never did that. Even when I was single. Never. Vet before you get with people. Do a due diligence check. Check the damn those sex registries. She was so hard up, nobody wanted her or whatever. She was buying that ninja. She was buying him. Look, she like Grimace. She real big and round. Y'all have low self-esteem. You have low self-esteem about your appearance. You have low self-esteem about getting with a dude. Y'all take any man that'll want to mess with you. And you wonder, next week I'm going to show y'all how she look. A predator's dream is to get with a woman or a man. A predator's dream is to get with a single parent that have children. You think they there for you. Nah, sis. Nah, brother. They there for your children. Y'all need to do better. A lot of women don't deserve to be mothers. Period. Y'all don't deserve to be mothers. It's too many of y'all walking incubators around here. You're not a mother. You're not even a damn birthing parent. You're a walking incubator. I'm sorry, y'all, that I had to go like that. Y'all heard me cussing and stuff, but this really pissed me off. This really pissed me off. God heal the land. Yes, sis. But this land about to go. This land about to go. It's about to go. They don't give them babies up because they want those stamps and child support. That's all these babies are. They nothing but a paycheck. A means. They can have government assistance and file taxes, get $10,000. A working person that have children can't get that, y'all. They get more of a tax credit from not working, from sitting on their ass collecting all kinds of government assistance, and they on Section 8. They get $10,000. I know this for a fact. They'll spend all their money on themselves, BBLs, the weaves, this, that, and the third, and they got their babies walking around looking like booger babies, booger wolves. I done seen so many kids all dusty and dirty looking, and the mama's got a nice car, and they got anywhere between a $500 and $1,000 purse. And they take their babies to Foreman Mills or something like that, Walmart, and get them some clothes. They don't get their clothes from Walmart. They don't get their clothes from Ross. They don't get their clothes from 7 Days. They don't get their clothes from none of those places, but they make sure they get them clothes for them kids from those places. They go to the mall and get their stuff. And then on top of it, the money that they getting for their children, they spend it on these ninjas like this grimace looking broad. They'll take care of a man before they take care of a kid. They'll buy their kids some ramen noodles, some TV dinners, and they'll feed him steak, lobster, and crab legs. But we'll finish this Thursday, y'all. Thank everybody. I thank everybody from coming out. If you like my content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Even when you're doing a replay, could y'all please comment to get the algorithm? I will really appreciate it. Also, I will be here this Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today I was late. I apologize. But Thursday, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we will continue this because I really have more to show y'all and show you how grimy this auntie and this grandmother is. And I'm really going to show y'all how CPS failed these children. The grandmother have a history with CPS where all her children was took away from her. And the government still gave her custody of her granddaughter, although her children got took away years ago by CPS. Yeah, y'all heard me correctly. Make that make sense. Once again, this is MrsOShow. I love you all. Thank you all for coming to rock with me today. I try not to cuss as much, but today I just got triggered because I care about the kids. I really do. I'm a mother. I'm a mother and I'm a grandmother. I care about children. Too bad there's a lot of women out there that's not mothers. They had babies, but they're not mothers. Y'all need to do better. See you all Thursday here at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all have a blessed day, okay? And have a safe night. Bye-bye. I'm having problems, y'all. Oh, but yeah, y'all, do better, y'all. Please do better. Good night.
Shades. Let's get into it. Where do I begin? Being in the skin, feeling like tabernacles, it could get intense. Treated like a sin, it could get me lynched. Even as a prince, it could get me pinched. But we don't even flinch, nah, not even an inch. Cause God up in the heavens and a nigga look like him. But they took his image and they put it through the rinse. Made it look like them, made it look like everything I grew up knowing was incorrect. They never said that I was ugly, but it's indirect. I used to get offended looking at my different flesh, but I bask in the sun, now it's limitless. For real, it took a while to get through to me too. Made from the same earth, we get nutrients through. Formed by the fingers of God, as mud in his cuticles too. And every shade is a beautiful view. Shades, here's something you need to know. The skin you in is gold, watch it glow. You a seed in the soil, you need to grow. It look just like me, it gets darker, deeper you go. Deeper that you go, deeper that you go. You don't even know. You a seed in the soil, you need to grow. It look just like you, it gets darker, deeper you go. Shades, brilliant tone, radiant surface. Encased in worth and glazed in perfect. The facts is deeper than the epidermis, and every layer still confirms a purpose. Shades. The sun in love with the way that you be. Your insecurities be funding these industries. Energy given to altering your imagery, it still be killing me. Never take the word of your enemies over we. Embracing the way you was made, the hell is a flaw. Went from being ashamed to being in awe. All the standards have changed, no longer belong. I wish they make it a law to see what we saw. You up for an unskin, it's not a praise. Mixed is not a phrase. Don't forget you a light to the world, a lot of rays. How can you see this wave of truth and be not amazed? Self-love is not a phase. Here's something you need to know. The skin you in is gold, watch it glow. You a seed in the soil, you need to grow. It look just like me, it gets darker, deeper you go. Deeper that you go, deeper that you go. You don't even know. You a seed in the soil, you need to grow. just like you. It gets darker, deeper you go. Shades. Here's something you need to know. The skin you in is gold, watch it glow. You a seed in the soil you need to grow. It look just like me, it gets darker, deeper you go. Deeper that you go, deeper that you go. You don't even know. You a seed in the soil you need to grow. It look just like you, it gets